Right. So this is everybody listening me,
Yes, sir.
and this slide which is written with the practical organic chemistry title, is this visible to everyone?
Yes,
Ji,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
filtration generally, and when you are doing crystallization, I presented you are going to make the super saturated solution. Double one on three side, you have one layer and one layer is on the other side, and we filter it. So the surface area is not increased because you need an oxygen, you need an air from above and below the funnel. So when on the top there is a vacuum is being generated. So add to increase the surface area and to for the passage of air, not make it airlock. If you, I think you are familiar with the term airlocking. This also takes place in your water pipes some of the time. So air becomes in between the water when the tank is not full. So the tap is open, and when tap is then, so there is a vacuum generated. So the water doesn't come through that. So it gets over airlock. Very similar is here. The filter paper normal filtration method gets airlock, but we are doing the filtration. This is the protocol of filtration. I'm just going to present. You have this, let's say, this is a filter paper. You make it from the center, you make one fold through that. And now you are going to make many folds. You are folding from the, let's say, 1, 2, 3. This is first fold. One fold, then you go 2 to 4. So four things shall be made, and then when you are doing the filtration, it shall appear in like this situation. And when we are looking at this from the top, it shall be looking like this, just like a flower petals. So many folds when we are bringing it into consideration, when we place this on funnel, you see there is an air channel. This is just like this corner edges shall be connected with a funnel, and rest of the points there shall be a air space. So air shall be present here and filtration shall be faster. So this is the best filtration method normally. But sometime what happen, the density of the solvent is high or the concentration is high. That's why the filtration process in this funnel is also slow. Then we use Buchner funnel. Buchner funnel is something different. I have presented that in a previous 2 weeks earlier presentation. If let me try to see if I can bring for you again a Buchner funnel. Yes, this is a Buchner funnel. Buchner funnel is here. It has a pores present here. This is a porcine material, and pores are there. We put a filter paper here, solvent here, and then solution here, and then under suction we perform this. This is going to the aspirator. So vacuum generates here. So very quickly filtration takes place. All right. So this is a way when we are doing a filtration, in fact, under vacuum. So this is a quick method if we are interested in that. Right. So I just wanted to present you this method of filtration, which is we normally using this type of filter paper for filtration. Right. So if we proceed further down, uh, sometime what happens, some of the impurities are colored. I have mentioned in previous lecture, practical work, that whenever we are having selection of solvent, which solvent we are going to use, normally we use dual solvent. Dual solvent means which will be miscible to each other. First thing. Second, It shouldn't be highly soluble in organic solvent. It shouldn't be sparingly soluble in an organic solvent. It should have a moderate solubility in a solvent. We select that solvent. Let's say if our compound is uh, solute is less polar, so we use less polar solvent. And when we filter this and then we add a polar solvent to this to increase the polarity. When the solvent is polar, becoming polarity is increased, and our compound is less polar, its solubility shall decrease. So this is one way of doing so. Similarly, if compound is highly polar, let's say amino acid I exemplified in last lecture. If you are having amino acid, we dissolve that in water, hot water. We filter it and then we add methanol to this. Methanol is less polar than water, polarity decreases. When polarity decreases, solubility of amino acid decreases and it crystallizes out. So this is the way basically we are using combination solvent. We dissolve, make a supersaturated solution of a solute in a compound in such a way that it should give you a clear solution after filtration, supersaturated. And then we add to this a polar solvent or opposite type of solvent, but should be miscible with the first one. If it is highly polar, we dissolve in highly polar and then we add non-polar solvent to that or less polar solvent. To purpose is to decrease the solubility of solute. Once it's evaporation also cause increase in concentration. When solvent evaporates, the solution becomes more concentrated. When it becomes more concentrated, so definitely it shall have more, due to more concentration, it shall have uh, its solubility shall decrease, and once it decrease, it shall regular patternize to form crystal lattices in the form of crystals. So this is the way of the doing. Sometime what happens? We have a colored impurity present. Impurity is colored. All right. So what we do is you have study in physical chemistry adsorption, adsorbing agents like silica gel is also used as an adsorbing agent. So very similar, we use some activated charcoal. Keeping in mind this activated charcoal is what? When we heat at high temperature, simple charcoal, when we heat this, it forms activated charcoal. We grind this and then we add in that solution. Activated charcoal is insoluble in all organic solvents, right? So, but what happened? Colored compounds had a high ability to absorb on activated charcoal. So, activated dyes, what is colored thing? Any colored thing you have, you shall see in UV visible spectroscopy as well. So, they are basically, if anything is colored, it means they have a highly conjugated system. It is acting as a pigment dye. Dyes has a very high interaction with the adsorbent that we normally use activated charcoal. So it adsorbs on the surface of charcoal. So once it adsorbs and when we filter out, we get a colorless solution. This is one way of removing the impurity. But disadvantage is maybe our compound is our solute, which we are going to crystallize out, may also adsorb on the surface of adsorbent. So we are selective in that case. If we are using such a adsorbent on with not only impurity, but our solute, which we are going to crystallize out, both are adsorbing, it is not a good method. We shall use such adsorbent which has high interaction with the impurity, but poor absorption of our compound. So it is a hit and trial method. The physical chemists basically carry out these experiments. So hopefully you have also carried out such experiment, adsorption studies, adsorption coefficients you have calculated already in physical chemistry. So anyhow, this is one method. to remove the impurities. If it is colored, we can adsorb that on adsorbent. Mostly we are using activated charcoal for doing so. And then what we do is it is adsorbed on the surface of that, we filter it and we get a clear colorless solution that we use. And these activated charcoal is also used in sugar industry. Keeping in mind what is done, let's say simple charcoal, which we will call coal, that coal is taken, it is heated in furnace to evaporate water and to evaporate sulfur impurities. Once they are removed at high temperature, it is grounded and in the juice of sugar cane, which is in tons of liter, it is added. Why it is added? Because if you remember, the chlorophyll, the sugar cane stem, its color is slightly green, if you remember. So when it is been crushed into juice, the juice color is greenish in color. You have seen yourself, you probably have used this sugar cane juice many times in your life. So it has greenish color, but our sugar is colorless. All right. So if we do not remove this impurity, chlorophyll from the juice, it may crystallize of the sugar. Sugar color shall not be fine. So what we do is one of the method that the people use, which is not recommended. People add bleach to that, CaOCl2, calcium oxidichloride. Some of the sugar industries are using this method, but this is not recommended because unreacted bleach, they are not going to filter it. It is soluble in, because juice is in water. This is water soluble. So the bleach reacts with the chlorophyll, decolorizes it, but still chlorophyll is present inside the solution. So when it crystallizes out, sugars are crystallizes out, supersaturated solution is formed, is crystallized out. So what is there, what on industry they are doing in sugar industry? They are just evaporating water. Sugar is already dissolved in water. They are evaporating water. When water is evaporated, supersaturated solution shall be formed. And during this protocol, it is constantly stirred. When it is constantly stirred, so upon heating, water is evaporating, and when they see that the crystallization has started occurring, crystals are going to form, so they get it, remove the heat, and they are keep stirring this one. As the temperature decreases of the chamber, what happens? Decrease in temperature cause a decrease in what? Solubility. Solubility decreases, crystallization improves. As a result, crystals of the sugar cubic shape, they separates. This is a procedure how it has been adopted in sugar industry. But use of bleach is not recommended because unreacted bleach shall be present. Chlorophyll is still present. So it shall damage the, during crystallization, this bleach can also be there and it is going to affect the humans as well, the consumer of this sugar. So good industries are using charcoal, which is insoluble in water. So all green material, chlorophyll, which is that absorbs on the this activated charcoal, and when it is filtered, they have a strains of different size, different pore size. It is passed through that. So this activated charcoal absorbs and it removes. All right. I hope this shall be clear to all of you. And that clear solution is done the same procedure. This is more nutritious way of making sugar. This is the recommended way even. But the addition of bleach is not recommended, although some of the industries are still using this one, which is very toxic as well. So anyhow, this is just I wanted to present the practical application of these decolorizing agent. This is an adsorbent, in fact, right, which is used to remove colored impurities. Just like you have seen water, sugar cane juice that contains sugar in water dissolved, but chlorophyll is there. So that impurity is adsorbable over there. And the absorption of sugar on activated charcoal is very poor, because sugar is polar and activated charcoal is non-polar. So the chlorophyll is having a long carbon chain which is having a hydrophobic interactions. So that gets installed on the charcoal. So the absorption of sugar is very poor on the activated charcoal. So this is the procedure used in the industry as well. So this is called another way to remove the color impurities from the crystallization chamber. So we use decolorizing agents. So activated charcoal is one of them. So we have a few seconds remaining. So we shall log in again to continue further.